So I'd like to share with you some information that I was given early this morning. I was told that during divine worship, when the gods and goddesses worship the Most High, the Judeo-Christian God who is the Most High, they actually have a rite of communion like the Catholics do. But this rite of communion actually involves sacrifice. Now, in Judaism, for example, of course, the sacrifices that the Jews made, that was their communion. But in the divine dimension, they do something very similar, but this is their communion, and they don't have to confess sins or anything, or it is just an offering of thanksgiving and an offering of worship too, by the way. I mean, this is how they honor God in their own way. So what they do is every day, a divine being, a god or a goddess, goes out and to the herd, God's herd of chosen bulls and cows and whatnot. I guess it's called chosen. I don't know if sacred is the word, but that herd belongs to God. And they will take a bull calf, and then they would go and bring it for sacrifice. So when it's time for the Mass to begin, they slaughter the bull in the same way the Jews would slaughter a bull, and then dress it, and then have Mass while the offering is cooking. So they sing hymns to God in Syriac, and while they are doing their hymns, the temple is probably filled at this point with the aroma of burning meat. So that searing beef, you might have had that aroma, like, for example, if you go past a restaurant that cooks burgers or steaks, or you get that aroma from someone who's grilling. It's that aroma that really, I just love that smell. And that is how they honor God. And so at the end of the service, then, the animal is then cut up, and then everyone takes a piece and then consumes it. And that is literally their communion, just not so different from Catholic communion, which is the wafers and the wine, but in divine society, it is beef. So that was very fascinating. I didn't know that. I thought that sacrifices was just not necessary for God. But given that he is the one that invented the institution of sacrifice, it seems only, fair and obvious that he would also demand that the divine make offerings to him as well. And so I found that very fascinating. So let me know what you think. Do you have any comments or questions? I'd be happy to answer.